Darlings, I'm about to do my Alchemy Accordance newsletter, and since I did a video 2 days ago for YouTube about this full moon in Taurus, a lot has come to my attention. So we're just going to do a real quickie that I will share for YouTube, for Patreon, and for my newsletter. So we are having right now this full moon in Taurus. So Taurus is the feminine mother. This is the fixed cross. These are the 4 fixed signs. And we have this cross according to where I live. I've put Ush, so it just so happens that we have the age of Babylon. We have Leo on the ascendant, when now we should have Aquarius on the ascendant. We have Taurus on the MC, when now we should have Scorpio on the IC. So currently, the axis of Taurus Scorpio is the feminine return to the feminine Milky Way. So they give you Osiris Isiris, which is the silver and golden gateway of the Milky Way snake. And the Milky Way snake is the green line, the green mile in between the red and blue magnetic electric torso fields. So this Torah torso field, the moon is exalted in Taurus, is the energy of the physical torso. It is the core of Ida, the body of Ida, the body of the ID, the monsters of the ids. Your imagination, your lunar, your madness. The moon rules Cancer. Cancer is the mother. The moon is exalted in Taurus. And this is the expression of the middle line between red and blue is your middle class. So in the Matrix, when he says you want the red pill or the red pill or the blue pill, because he's taken away the green line. The green line is the only way, by integrating the whole trinity, mercury, salt and sulfur, that you can attain the perfection of the tree of life, from below salt, Lilith, to the heart, Mercury, Sophia, wisdom, heart to head, Eve, the cosmic virgin, on the top of the tree of life. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. So this full moon is in Taurus, and Venus rules Taurus. And Venus is bang opposite, and she enters Scorpio right now for this full moon. There is a finger of God working between Chiron and courage. So yeah, this whole chart is just a little bit different because I've got the 7 hermetic principles. I've got the Arabic points, which are these 7 hermetic principles. So that gives us a finger of God pointing to Mercury. So Mercury is in the home of Venus, high cardinal Libra, and Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus. And where is Venus? She has now just left Libra for this full moon and has entered Scorpio into detriments. So she's in fall in Virgo because she's exalted in Pisces, and she's in detriment in Scorpio because she rules Taurus. So Venus is taking the energy of that Ice Queen. Don't forget, this is the Midnight Express. This is the Nile. This is the happy line. So happy is Osiris, the bull god, and Scorpio is Isis. So when we're on a masculine axis, we coming off Gemini, Sagittarius, Cupid and Valentine, Batman and Robin, we had Osiris. And Osiris is the back of your brainstem, the horns of the bull, which is your torch of your Olympic torch, and it is your reptilian brain. So you have to get To get to heaven, you've got to get through the cosmic virgin, Amygdala, Mary Magdalene, who lies at the feet of Jesus. You have to get to the feet. You have to be the whore. You have to be humble. You have to lie at the feet of Jesus and clean his feet before you can make it back up. And I was just looking at this picture of William and his son George covering the ears. That is the vertical line. This is the vertical, that's the horizontal of the cross. They cover their ears, just like William is here in 2002, because that is Aleph Tav. That is the Hebrew closing 22 Hebrew letters. That is 22BB. B to B. And 2022 is BBB, the bear, the B. So Paddington Bear, P is 16 and P is 16 and B is 2. So the sun enters Aquarius. The sun enters Aquarius on the 16th. On the 16th of the second. So there's the sun, it enters Aquarius, boom. And if I go back to the 15th, it's in Capricorn. So what do we have? We've got William, Kate, and Camilla and Charles welcoming the German, whatever, the German royalty at the Palace of Windsor for 3 days. For what 3 days? On the 3rd of the 10th, the 4th of the 10th, and the 5th of the 10th, as the moon is passing. So the moon is right now here, but yesterday for the official engagement, the moon was conjunct Uranus under Algol, and Uranus is on the Pleiades, the blue star, and that is why everybody's dressed at blue at Buckingham Palace. What's Buckingham Palace? It's BP. It's BP. What is the Pays Basque where I live? It's PB. BP, PB is always 16-2. So Prince William is born on the 21st of the 2nd. So the 21st of the 6th, sorry. So that's not 16-2, the true spring north equinox when the sun enters Aquarius. That's the old Nile line, Paddington Bear. That's Gemini here. The sun is on the wand of Orion, on your brainstem, on Osiris, for the birthday of Prince William, the summer solstice. So 216 is 21 is the World Tarot card. It's the Virgin Girl. It's 777. It's not the true North. So we've got this war going on to kill the Milky Way axis, Taurus, Scorpio, to rise on the opposite sides of Fucus. So right now we've got Mars in Ophiuchus, we've got Sun also officially now in Ophiuchus, this 13th sign, and we have Venus this instant entering on the claw of Scorpio. So today is the 3rd of the 12th, that makes 15. Tomorrow is the 4th of the 12th, that makes 16. And the day after is the 5th of the 12th, that makes 17. So this is the fertility passage. The 3 days before the 16th of February is the Happy Fertility Festival on the 13th, 14th, 15th. So we've got this official Windsor Castle, England, Germany, event going on. England is Taurus, the St. George's Cross, that's will, I will, and Germany is Aries, war, and Aries is I am. So will I am, England and Germany are meeting together for this full moon, which is on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, as the moon is traveling over Taurus, conjunct Uranus. Uranus hasn't been here since World War II, and the moon will go on to the Pleiades. So yesterday they had their first get together. Today the moon is here, and tomorrow for the full moon, we've got the moon right on the wand. So this gives that alchemical wedding because William is born on the 21st of the 6th, when the sun is exactly where the moon is for the full moon. 6:21, the sun is on the wand of Merlin, where the moon is exactly for this full moon tomorrow. Okay, so it's going to go over the bullseye, Aldebaran, the Nicola Bullseye, and it's been over the Pleiades. So Taurus, the bear, the mother, full moon on the Milky Way tropics axis, Will I Am. The queen was not Taurus but Aries. Let us just check that, because she was either one way or the other. I should have the queen here. Yes. Let's get this right. Yeah, the queen is Aries, not Taurus. So for this official meeting between England and Germany, the moon has moved between Aries and Taurus. So here's the moon. They came together on the 3rd. The moon was in Aries. It was under Algol in Aries. Algol is in Aries. So the queen, on official mainstream, they say she was Taurus. She was, in fact, I am Aries German. So I am correct here in what I'm saying. The queen was not Taurus but Aries. Akka, Will Taurus England, and I am Aries Germany on True Constellations. Will I Am is born at Paddington Hospital. He is born on the summer solstice 21/6. 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. Matter, mother. Gemini, Taurus, opposite Sagittarius, Scorpio. So those gates of Isis and Osiris, the Milky Way gap, so they give us the 13th and 14th, all for one and one for all. And they're bringing up the 13th sign. But I've told you that they're making a 14th sign between Saturn and Aries. So that makes the Lucifer sigil. So if they crown Ophiuchus as the 13th sign, that makes a V that then goes up between Pisces and Taurus and gives Mars, Jupiter, ruler of Aries, Pisces, and Mars, Jupiter, rulers of Scorpio, Sagittarius. So they're going to make, for the moment, they're showing us the 13th, but they will give us that open V for victory. And that open V for victory is the separation of Jupiter and Saturn. We're halfway since the great conjunction in 2020. And that gives us the V, the separation. You're meant to merge your expansion and contraction. You're meant to find the merging of Jupiter and Saturn. So Gemini, Taurus, opposite Sagittarius, Scorpio, Akka, the silver golden gates. That's Isis and Osiris. Mercury, Venus rule Gemini, Taurus. Silver winter and Mars, Jupiter rule Scorpio and Sagittarius. Golden summer is now flip-flop polar opposites. Milky Way, green snake gap. Akka, the original Nile line, green line tropics. The tropics change axis with every new cross. Appy fertility god 216 to take the true north 16-2 from Aquarius. 16 is P and 2 is B. Akka BPPB 6996. Hence why the Queen died at 96 dressed in green with red blue shift Paddington BPPB. If you kill the snake serpent wisdom, you only have binary red blue, no more green mid L class. What's it called again? The dielectric. It's the same as the neutron, the proton, and the electron. There's always, you've got to have 3 to find the 4. you've got, otherwise you're just binary, you're playing ping pong, you're playing tennis. That's why tennis, red, blue, is on, you know, the whole Wimbledon, the Wombles of Wimbledon, it's the same thing as this Paddington. The Queen died 96 in Scotland, true head, and went south to London 69. So your yin-yang between the red-blue electric magnetic Taurus field is the Green Mile line. Will.i.am kills the Green Line fertility snake as St. Andrew kills the snake, and St. George and St. Martin and St. Patrick, they all kill the Narnia Gap home to get her fertility. So there are people saying that Kate is a clone and he's now with this girl called Rose. So that's giving you Jack and Rose. Jack and Rose. Red, blue. Got the little fertility flowers behind. Thankfully, it's a visitor from Peru. So what's going on at the moment? Mercury is retrograde in the original Aztec when Libra was the snake and Scorpio was the eagle that carried the snake. So Mercury is in a high cardinal air, and Mercury rules Gemini. That is the sign of William. William is born later in the day on the 21st of the 6th, so he is Gemini, but on that 21st we move between Taurus and Gemini, Venus and Mercury. And as I said, the great conjunctions of Saturn now works with Venus and Mercury. But if the Saturn and Jupiter conjunctions are separated, they're going to bring in a 14th sign, all for one and one for all, then you can't use Mercury and Venus properly. So Venus is right on that claw line, right bang in the middle. So that would give you the green line. And we've got Mars and Mercury. Mars in Ophiuchus, the Sun in Ophiuchus, which is just Scorpio. There is no green line. So Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and Jupiter is currently in Gemini on his way back to Sirius, and he's going to get back to Sirius by the 311 around then, and then he will start to move forward again. And by that time, Mercury will be about to go retrograde in Pisces, and that is the Prince of Wales. Mars, Saturn, Mercury, rising the Prince of Wales. That is the sword in the stone. That is the T, the sword, the cross. And that is really the chaos. There's Mercury. Hang on a sec, where's, oh, okay, yeah, it was exactly at that time, because look. 2026. Let's get this right, where's Mercury? Oh, there he is, so he is going retrograde. Watch Mercury. It's going to come through, and then on the day the Sun enters 216 Paddington Bear, Mercury will begin his retrograde, claiming this gap, which is the true north that we're living now, claiming the 16-2 as his, as the Sun is in Aquarius. I mean, it's all being timed. And Mercury retrogrades, bang! So he's just done retrograde between Scorpio and Libra. Right now, he's still in Libra. That is the original eagle that rises. To rise, as in the Aztec time. We lost the wisdom in the Aztec time. And then his next retrograde is going to be again from water to air. Scorpio is water, Libra is air, and again, this is going to be between Pisces, water, and Aquarius, air, the true air, which gives to Jupiter, who's sitting right on Sirius, the keeper of the four corners, that gives him, again, giving him the rights to say, no, you're out the mother, Taurus. You're out, Scorpio. Gemini, Robin, Batman and Robin still rule the fertility. You know, this is how you got to be able to see through the tricks. And then he will move into Cancer, where he is exalted for the next retrograde of Mercury, which is going to be in Gemini. There we go. Does he actually make it? No, right over Sirius. Mercury will then go right over Sirius as Jupiter is in Cancer. Who rules Cancer? The moon rules Cancer. And that's why this full moon in Taurus is so important. We had no new moon in Scorpio. We had no new moon in Scorpio. The last new moon in November in Libra, the 20th of the 11th, was in Libra, ruled by Venus. And now the next new moon is going to be on the Dart of D'Artagnan that kills Scorpio, as we see in all these myths of Ophiuchus holding the snake of wisdom, the Milky Way. This is the Milky Way. He stands on the Milky Way and he kills Scorpio. And what's all over the news? We got robot women, Stepford wives everywhere. I mean, they're coming up. They are exact women. They are clones. This is Stepford wives. They kill this true Scorpio Taurus feminine axis is the Holy Grail. Taurus, the cup, the head of Osiris, happy, holding your head, the throat, the gorge, St. George's cross, and below Scorpio, where we eliminate, we excrete. So Taurus, the full spring beauty, and Scorpio, I've just been walking in the rainy forest, the beautiful, all the leaves, renewal, rotting. It is the Holy Grail. It is the voluptuous curves, not Botticelli, Venus coming out of the Saint-Jacques-Compostelle shell of Venus. That is Libra, masculine. They have no curves. So this is why this full moon is so important, why I'm showing you these images. We've got all this opposition, Uranus opposite. Uranus is change. He's retrograde and he is in he's in fall in Taurus. He's exalted, and this is all happening opposite. William and Kate have both got Uranus in Scorpio. This is their time. This is his time. He's 42 years old, and the next super full moon, high cold ice moon, won't be till 2042. So there's a finger of God pointing to Mercury on his way back to Scorpio. And Pluto is opposite Jupiter. This is exactly opposite where the Great Conjunction was in 2020 in Capricorn, and now he's opposite. So St. George kills the dragon. This is what's happening now. Taurus, he's on the white horse. He kills the Milky Way snake, and the woman's being burnt over there. And there, Bill Gates. Got to pay your bill to open the gates with William, Capricorn. And he is given the red cape, which is the red cape of Saint Martin de Tours, who feeds the homeless. And Jupiter's about to go into Cancer. There will be no more homeless because your hero on his horse, we're leaving the year of the snake, Milky Way, and we're going into the year of the horse. St. George kills the snake on a horse. This is the gap. We're right there. He kills the Milky Way snake. We're leaving the year of the snake, and he's on a horse. We've had no new moon in Scorpio. We've jumped from Libra, and we're going to go to Sagittarius after this full moon in Taurus. St. Andrew, that's why St. Andrew is accused with Epstein, the sword in the stone. The epi is the sword of sleeping with women and girls. He's killing he's slaying the dragon, the girl. He's killing the girl to get her. So that is, you can see, And I did this little reel yesterday to show you. There's the Pleiades. So they are meeting for these 3 days. Germany is 32, where I live. And at Biarritz, they're showing us a blue sky and the full moon. There's the Pleiades. So they're coming together from the 3rd to the 4th. Angel's Egg, somebody pointed out that the film is from 1985. That was the year I got married. That was the year that my mother's model Bambi was killed with 2 of her boys and her parents in her home, the White House. Why, I tell you, Mary Ryan, my great-grandma, was born in the White House with all these people that created the New Age on the Isle of Wight. I was the potato slave that was mixed with the Tennessee, and Tennessee's poem, The Maypole Queen, was the famous painting of my great-grandmother at the National Portrait Gallery. The Maypole Queen, it's the maypole. It's the North Polaris. So you saw there, I'll take you to see, there's the snake to the drag to the year of the horse. So we've got black and red and blue. In a way, it's showing Saturn and Venus and Mercury, but Mars is no longer. So red, blue, but where's the green line? It's the cup of tea. That's why you see the Queen with Paddington Bear and a cup of tea, because this is the god Happy that rules this moment of changing the tropics. There's the Queen. And there you can see more. They show you the 2 pillars, the 4 corners, and it's the keeper of the 4 corners. Sirius is the keeper of the 4 corners. That's all about Happy. You know, all this I would never have found out if my dog Happy wasn't sacrificed on Ishtar Day. Had to join all these dots. So she's dressed in green. She dies at 96, and she's taken from Scotland, the top 96, down to the lower chakra 69. She dies, and all that's left is red and blue, and red and blue now meets William dressed in black. And there's Sirius, the corgi, and there's your green shift and the red blue, the Taurus. Where is this full moon in Taurus? So I've always shown you this. Red and blue is turned into rose and pale blue, the pedophile colors, pink and baby blue. And this is the jewel. The jewel is Mo's cow. The 13th chakra is the Vesica Pisces passage. And that's why the jewels were stolen from the Louvre. This is, Paul is 37 longitude, latitude. I noticed it's 0 and 37. So that's your L. So remember, William opens up, that's the Milky Way. Appy, who played at Notre Dame, homelessness as a child, and now he's taking over the role of Cancer, the mother. The home is Cancer. This is full moon in Taurus. The moon rules Cancer and is exalted in Taurus, the mother. So there has been a mass. So he's born when the sun is on the wand. And what do we have for this 3 days of the Germans coming to Windsor? We have the moon where the sun is, to make this alchemical merging so that the golden and the silver gates merge together of the axis of Taurus, Scorpio. And William, he is born between Gemini and Taurus, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and the sun and the moon. This is the new, there will be no need of the sun and the moon in the kingdom. There is now just Venus, Mercury, and Saturn. So Free Willy, and there he is, Orion. Kill Bill, they show you the passage, killing Capricorn. Yellow and black is Sagittarius and Capricorn. They don't want people to find the true passageway onto Capricorn, Mother Earth, and Aquarius, Father Air. So Will.i.am Telltale, showing you the whale's tail is the cycle of Venus, and Venus rules Taurus and Venus rules Libra, masculine, feminine. Taurus is the heart and Venus in Libra is the third eye. But if you don't go through the heart, you've just got Venus ruling the kidneys, and the kidneys is Mercury, the kids. So the apple is taken, your third eye, and all that's left is the Adam's apple, which is your torso field, which is the bull god of fertility, your gnome, your Rumpelstiltskin. So we're going through, that is your Orion, the passage through the cross. So I was just walking today, there's a big field at the top of my village which is in the shape of the cross. It's the top of your head, it's the Polaris. It's your cosmic egg. So there's Andrew with the rings from one world to another. And I said in our village, Uncle Andrew, he died, he had no children, he died on the day the Queen died. He was the one who showed me and gave me the book, Abbé Pierre. And he dies, found dead in his house here. And then a week later, his only family come, a nephew and a niece, Polly and Diggory. I couldn't believe it. So Scooby-Doo is Prince William. Scooby-Doo, Sirius, Prince William and Sirius. I mean, that is the green line. And there with Rose, Jack and Rose. Jack the Joker and the Rose. There is your green line. Sulfur, Mercury, salt. Mercury, the children. Sulfur, the black sun, and William taking the Cancer energy as Jupiter will go into Cancer, salt. So the Prince of Wales, the reluctant traveller with Eugène Levy. Prince William shares family updates on the reluctant traveller with Eugène Levy. Well, Levy is Cetus, and this is what's happening for the next Mercury retrograde that will be between Cetus and Aquarius. These are all the images of Lars in the days that we were explaining all this to you. There's Scorpio and Taurus and the green monster, the monsters of the ID, the core. This is the core of Ida, Isis and Osiris. So when we're on a masculine axis, it's Isis, it's Osiris. And when we're on a feminine axis, it's Isis. So Cancer, Capricorn. I think there's a picture of Paddington Bear. So there's the gap. This is the gap in order to bring up Ophiuchus. We've had no new moon in Scorpio. He takes his time now. So since I last spoke to you, I did my video 2 days ago on YouTube. And then what happens? Mass slaughtering of cows that have all been vaccinated, and they are being killed for dermatos nodulaire. A dermatos nodulaire, so a skin problem. So Cancer rules the skin. Translation, English. Nodular dermatosis, lumpy skin disease. LSD. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Give me a break. Well, that's what I mean. They're rising. Lucy, this is Libra. Venus in air. Mercury is in Libra. And Mercury, it rules Gemini, where Jupiter is. And this is the full moon in Taurus. And Venus has entered Scorpio. So Lucy in the sky with diamonds, and Venus is just entered into Scorpio, the ruler of Libra, where Mercury is. So give me a break. And so yeah, I did this video yesterday. I'll add all this to my newsletter. Charlotte Dujardin, who was banned from the Olympics, so she's known as the Golden Girl, and she was banned for whipping a horse doing passage. Passage is the passage, the core of Ida, the body of Ida, the corridor, the corrida, the killing of the bull, the killing of Taurus. They killed Taurus in the corridor. That's what Orion is. This is why where my dog was killed, there's a big statue of the corrida killing the bull. And we've got moon right now on Aldebaran as I speak. So yesterday, Charlotte's horse, the most famous Grand Prix dressage Olympic gold, double Olympic gold horse, and Vallegro means it means gold. It's a double, the name is said to mean gift of gold. So the Golden Gate is over. It's the Silver Gate. Venus and Mercury rule the Silver Gate. Mars and Jupiter rule the Golden Gate. Mars and Jupiter are over. The next 500 years of conjunctions of Jupiter and Saturn will be in earth and air elements. They are ruled by Saturn, Mercury and Venus. No more Sun, no more Moon, no more Mars, no more Jupiter. So the Silver Gate. So what do? Vallegro dies today for the full moon in Taurus, died yesterday. They're put down at age 23, and also Carl Hester's horse Utopia have both been put down age 23 and 24. 23rd and 24th chromosomes. Our ancestor must have had 24 pairs of chromosomes, meaning that a mother with 24 chromosomes gave birth to a 23 chromosomes child. So that's what they're talking about, the chromosomes. Okay, so this is what they're showing in Biarritz, the moon and the Virgin on the rocks. Biarritz is in the Pays Basque, PB, Paddington Bear, there we go. PB, Paddington Bear, and BAP, Babylon, is the heart, Le Bab, heart to mind, heart to heads. So that's where I do all that. I'm going to add all that to, so you can see, and it's basically showing you what's going on right now. We've got the, welcome the German president and his wife to Heathrow. So at Heathrop, they were there on the 3rd, and then they're having all this big reception. And here we are in France. 300 people were sprayed with gas for trying to stop the EU, the UN, killing mass cows. So gas, they're sprayed with gas because Libra is high cardinal gas. You always have cows standing together with storks, the birds, because the birds eat from their poo and they clean the cow. And, you know, that's what the story of Dumbo is, when the stork brings the babies. So what does that mean if storks bring the baby? That means that Libra, Venus in Libra, takes over fertility, the storks that stand next to the cow. And what do the police do? They spray the people with gas. That's why where I live, we're covered in these gas pipes, which make this snaky Milky Way line. And I've always said, would they blow that up? So 82 cows killed for Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. We just saw LSD. Give me a break. We don't want to kill our troupeau. So 82 is 10. Super cold moon, the date of the last full moon of the year and the highest before 2042. Chris Mass wearing a black Burberry dress. So there's your BBB 222. which is 6. And 6 takes over the twins, merging the lovers. So they're all in blue. There we go. The first visit in 27 years, that makes 9. And we're in the year 9, 2025 is an ending. So Heathrow Airport is really important. We've covered that before. The 3rd to the 5th, that is your 5, and 3 makes 8, which is Venus. So 3 is Mercury and 5 is Venus. So the moon has moved from Aries to Taurus. That's Aleph Tav. That's Will I Am. So this is crowning William, who has. So this is my department, 32nd. And I saw that Lavette has done a video, which I haven't seen yet, but I saw that Mercury Elements was the front cover, and it's HG, and it's 80, which is 8, and that makes me think of the name Hugo. There's a comedian called Hugo Hamlet, and I didn't know, but he is studied as a clown psychic, and I get a message yesterday on Facebook, here's the Milky Way, apparently from him, but I presumed that his account had been hacked, saying that he can see what I'm going through, this psychic message, and do I want to read? I said, look, I'm the one who gives readings around here. I don't know who, if you are the real. I said, send me a voice message so I can see if it's really you. And then when he did nothing, I blocked him. But we had quite a long conversation. And then I went to look up and I saw that Hugo Hamlet is just HH, 88 constellations. And Gemini, Mercury takes 88 days to go around the wheel. So when I looked up psychic, life coach, spiritual guides, and I get a message. So look, this is all the rising. I've explained all this in my last. So Mercury is doing his retrograde between Libra and Scorpio. Okay, enough. Well, I'm not going to show you the message I got, but I said to him, I don't go into people's energetic fields without their permission, because he writes a whole, I doubt it was the real him, but all these people are falling for these psychic clowns. We've seen enough horror films of what the clown is. The clown is the owl of Baal. And he's called Hugo, which is HG Mercury. And he fell on the wrong person sending me a message, but all these people are falling for dangerous clown psychics. This is the Harry Potter people coming through. You have to be very careful with your energy field and who you go to see to give you readings. This is, they don't want my energy out there. I'm all Aquarius and Pisces. I am that axis. I only have 12th, 6th house opened by Aquarius and Leo. And then I only have Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and Leo, Virgo, Libra. That's all I got going on my chart, just in the 12th, 6th house. I've made a very big journey to get to doing what I'm doing, and I can see the jokers. Okay, so that's a 44-minute video, and I just had to come and bring you back that. The other thing is the sacrifice of the cows. So here we go. for that cold moon. So again, Sagittarius kills the egg. And that film Angel's Egg came out in 1985, and that was just the year after 1981. So 8 and 5 was a very important year. It's the 5-pointed star because it takes Venus 8 years to do the 5-pointed star. I got married in 1985, and my mother's model, Bambi, Taurus, was killed. And I know that because the BBC phoned me to ask me about it. Jeremy Bamber. And I didn't know anything about it then. White House Farm, he killed my mother's model with her 2 twins, Romulus and Remus. So that's Sagittarius and Gemini, and then the feminine should come in, and they're all killed. And so the BBC sent me an email, and I said, well, give me a break. JB are the solar lunar pillars. And this is, this was to talk. And I said, no, my mother's no, she's no longer alive. So my mother is dead for 32 years. She died on the 3rd of December. I mean, what about that? It's 32 years. And on this year, my mother's model, and a week after the BBC phoned me, my first son-in-law dies. And he dies as the sun is between the solar lunar Cancer and Gemini, Cancer and Leo, solar lunar. And, what's going on? I came back with a huge responsibility, and Bamba killers. Okay, so this is how important this new moon, this full moon in Taurus is. Happening right now, the full cold moon. This is all Narnia, Ice Queen stuff. And we've got, for this, between Aries and Taurus, Aleph Tav, the closing of the wheel, as Mercury finishes between Alpha Omega. He's in Libra. This is Alpha Omega, and this is Aleph Tav. That's Mars rules Aries, Venus rules Taurus, Venus rules Libra, and Mars rules Scorpio. And what are they going to do? They're going to merge Venus with Mercury over here and close these gates of Venus and Mercury over here. Jupiter's finishing his retrograde, and he will be exalted next year in Cancer. Okay. This is what I want to tell you about this full moon. For us personally, it's an absolutely wonderful energy. A lot of us may feel like we're drowning because we're going through putrefaction, purification, and by the time Mercury comes back to Gemini, we will again, we've just got, but I've done the month rundown. You will see that by the new moon in Sagittarius, look at that, completely new energy. We're completely out. It's going to be all in Sagittarius. Everyone will be feeling much better. And they've got a finger of God pointing to Venus and the moon there. So just hold on tight. You should be feeling better with Mercury moving forward. And once you understand all these games going on, it does help keep you aligned. Okay, my darlings, bye for now.